The Weizmann Institute of Science in Rehovot, Israel, was recently named the best place to work in academia outside the United States by the magazine The Scientist. This was the third time the Weizmann was so honored. We recently talked with 3 Weizmann professors about their work and about why they like doing it at the Weizmann Institute so much. Dr. Michal Sharon uses a device called a mass spectrometer, which vaporizes large molecules to analyze their shapes and compositions.
One of our focuses is the proteasome complex, and this is the recycling machine of the cell. It takes proteins that are damaged or misfolded, or proteins that you need to eliminate them fast from the cell, and degrades them to small peptides that are then recycled back to amino acid.
If this recycling machine doesn't function properly, the unrecycled proteins can lead to diseases.
It's a crucial machinery in the cell, because if it doesn't work well, damaged proteins will not be eliminated from the cell, and then they will form aggregate, and diseases like Alzheimer or Parkinson can be developed.
There are no undergraduates at Weizmann, and teaching loads are not large, so most of a professor's energy is devoted to her research.
We actually have a lot of all the time that we need for doing our research. I think it's a really true heaven for young scientists.
Dr. Avishai Gal-Yam doesn't work with tiny protein complexes within a cell, but with exploding stars called supernovas. Less than 10% of all stars are supernovas, which for unknown reasons don't just die out like our sun, but explode at a very young age.
The typical age of an exploding star would be a few million years or tens of millions of years, compared to the sun that would live billions of years.
Most of Gal-Yam's research is done in collaboration with large observatories, but Weizmann's small telescope is sometimes very useful.
You get use of the telescope basically unlimited. Let's spend the entire night now observing this one single target. Sometimes there's a lot of value to that compared to, let's say, a big observatory where there are thousands of users and they can say, yeah, you can have these 10 minutes, but then it's somebody else's turn.
Dr. Gal-Yam appreciates the freedom he's allowed at Weizmann.
They would not hire a faculty member and say, okay, we hired you because you work in this area. They would say, we hired you because we think you're good. And then you should define your area.
The heart of Dr. Schuldiner's research is a custom-made robotic microscope.
So if one scientist used to have to sit on the microscope and tune the focus, our microscope has been built in a way that we can look at thousands and thousands of different strains of yeast without having to ever touch the microscope.
During her graduate study in the United States, she had conceived of just such a robotic microscope.
It was my dream to be able to set up such a system because I envisioned the power that it would give us in really understanding the secrets of the cell.
Dr. Schuldiner reminded me that the Weizmann's namesake was Chaim Weizmann, Israel's first president, who did chemistry research right here in the 1930s, when it was called the Daniel Seif Research Institute.
It was founded by scientists, and it's run by scientists, and it therefore has a spirit or an understanding that science is not a profession. Science is a lifestyle. It's something that you take with you to whatever you do.